I'm here today to talk to you about garlic. As we all know, there's hundreds of different types of cultivars of garlic in Australia, and they're divided into groups. But there are four main groups that are sold in Australia, and the earliest planting one is this one, which is in the subtropical group. This one is Italian red. So if you're in New South Wales or Queensland, you should be planting this at the beginning of, at the end of March, beginning of April. The next earliest group are the turbans. So these two are turbans. This is Mammoth Purple and Camino, which are both big turbans, lovely big cloves and bulbs. You can plant these in April and into early May. We then have the artichoke, which is the commonest of the garlic groups. This one is cream, but you can also get Italian white and a whole range of others. These are usually planted about the middle of the season, which is April. And then the final group are the creoles. Creoles are the ones with white skins and lovely brightly coloured cloves, and they're planted April into May. So they're mid to late season garlics. Garlics need full sun, good drainage, regular water, but don't keep them too wet, and they also need a bit of lime in the soil. If you're worried about your garlic not growing roots and sprouting quickly, you can soak them overnight in a dilute seaweed mixture, but don't soak them for any longer than overnight, and that will help the roots to grow more quickly. You plant them the depth of the clove below the surface of the soil. You put them 15 centimetres apart in your beds, and then after you've planted, you spread some blood and bone over the surface as a bit of extra feed. It's quite important to prepare your soil well first. So get a bit of organic matter into the soil, and then plant after you've added some compost or some well-rotted manure. After you've planted the cloves, mulch over the top, because that will help to keep the weeds under control, because garlic hates not having to compete with weeds. You really don't need to feed again until after the shortest day. So after the mid-June, late June, that's when you start feeding, because that's when the bulbs start to swell. So you need to make sure that they're getting food and that they're starting to swell. And garlic needs to be in the ground for 8 months. So people often ask, how do I know when it's time to harvest? The best way of telling that is to go out and look at your garlic. If it's been in the ground for about 7 months, then it may be getting close to harvest time. You have 4 to 6 green leaves left. And if you can see you've got decent sized bulbs and they're, you can start feeling the cloves, then they're getting pretty close to being ready to harvest. So get out there, get your garlic, get it into the ground. It's a fantastic plant. If you plant them all a bit closer together than usual, so put them in 7 centimetres or even 3 centimetres apart, and harvest the in-between ones, and you can eat them as green garlic, so you can have garlic all year round. Thank you.